Good evening, fellow Rotarians, aunts, and guests. I am Sarah Grace Timaano, a member of Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Ever since the COVID-19 global pandemic, people like the members of the Rotary Club around the world has changed their ways of communicating with one another due to the strict policy of social distancing and mass gatherings. However, this year's event is no exception. For the first time, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City 73rd Joint Induction and Turnover Ceremonies goes online. And I am more than ever proud to host this year's event. To begin with, I would like to call the President of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, President Armando Lorenzo Jr., to call the 73rd Joint Induction and Turnover Ceremony to order, which will then be followed by the invocation, the national anthem, Zamboanga Hermosa, and the Rotary hymn.
Good afternoon. I now call on the 73rd Induction and Turnover Ceremonies of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City to order.
Lead me, Lord, lead me by the hand and make me face the rising sun. Comfort me through all the pain that life may bring. There's no other hope that I can lean upon. Lead me, Lord, lead me all my life. Walk by me across the lonely road of every day. Take my arms and let your hands show me the way. Show the way to live inside your love. Lead me, Lord, all my life. You are my light. You're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my life. I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my life. Lead me, Lord. Lead me, Lord. Even though at times I'd rather go along my way, help me take the right directions, take your road. Lead me, Lord, and never leave my side. All my days, all my life. You are my light, you're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my life. I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my days. Lead me, O Lord, all of my life. Lead me, Lord.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
as the flag of peace unfurled. I shall serve my community, help achieve universal unity. To Rotary I shall dedicate my all. World understanding shall be my cherished goal. With a four-way test, I'll pursue my quest, giving my little way help attain. Peace in the world, I shall not have lived in vain. Service above self, lend a hand to all who need my help. I'll get my spouse to involve in Rotary, and in Rotary ways I will train my family. With a four-way test, we'll pursue our quest, living our little way help attain. Peace in the world, we shall not have lived in vain. Build a bridge for tomorrow's youth, strengthened by nothing but the truth. Let's join our hands, there's no reason we'll divide. We shall all understand why the good Lord is our guide. With a four-way test, we'll pursue our quest, giving our little way of the day. Peace in the world, we shall not have lived in vain. Peace be achieved, we shall not have lived in
The Rotary Club has been uniting millions of people around the world for several years. The club even has a moral code for personal and business relationships with fellow club members. Today, Rotarian Honrado Jose DJ Go will lead us the recitation of the four-way test.
Of the things we think, say and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Our President-elect, Jesus Vincent Vince Carbon, will do the honor to welcome all of you in today's event.
My very warm greetings on behalf of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City to our distinguished District Governor Louis Gonzaga, all our past District Governors, our wise District Governor-elect Edwin To, Arbinger's Club President Armand Lorenzo, incoming Club President Her Majesty Honorisa Cristil Morhandrin La Vista, past Presidents, other Club Presidents, Rotarians, Rotarians, guests and friends of Rotary, welcome. We welcome this Rotary year with so much enthusiasm and gusto. It will be a challenging year for all of us. It will trust us to innovate levels of service in contributing to our community amidst this global pandemic we are all experiencing. It will make us all become the best of us in manner we have not been in the past. Though, as they say, our present environment is the new normal, that doesn't change us a bit as Rotarians. We will remain and continue to be hardworking Rotarians serving our fellow men. Our Rotary theme, Rotary Opens Opportunities, was aptly chosen and well thought. Somewhat prophetic, I must say, for the new standard will open for us new ways to reach out to those in need while observing health protocols. Our RI President, Holger Knapp, was on point when he said in his July inaugural message, "In the age of Rotary, the world has faced many more catastrophes. However, we have survived, and every step of the way, Rotary has helped the world heal." Lest the pompous celebration of having close physical camaraderie over delectable food, raucous fellowship with beer, unending stories, and peals of laughter, let us enjoy virtually and mentally savor this momentous occasion of welcoming this Rotary year. I welcome you all.
Thank you for that wonderful welcome remarks, President-elect Vincent. Let us welcome our Champion Club Secretary Awardee, Paul Anthony R. Molina, who will acknowledge the attendees and the guests of today's event.
We would like to welcome Governor Luis Mariano Louie Gonzaga, Rotary Foundation Major Donor, Assistant Governor Joaquin Waki Bukoy, Paul Harris Fellow, past District Governors of our club, past District Governor Carl Charlie Reed, Rotary Foundation Major Donor, past District Governor Antonio Tony Veloso, Rotary Foundation Major Donor, past District Governor Oliver Ong, Rotary Foundation Major Donor. Let us acknowledge our transformation presidents. From Rotary Club Metro Zamboanga, President Jerry Cinco, Rotary Club Zamboanga North, President Froilan Dancel, Rotary Club Zamboanga Central, President Heidi Panganiban, Rotary Club Zamboanga West, President Hill Lim, Rotary Club Zamboanga East, President Jonald Macrohon, Rotary Club Basilan, President Jamju Rivera, Rotary Club Bongao Tawi-Tawi, President Zenaida Arbilera. For our guest, we would like to welcome George Constantine Rojo, Brinton Celine Chong, Philip Anderson Tan, and Jervil Formaliza Umaga. Past presidents, fellow Rotarians, friends of Rotary, good evening.
In many Rotary clubs throughout the world, wives of male members are fondly called Rotary aunts. This designation has never become a criticism, but rather grew out of interesting historical occasion. Tonight, let us welcome Aunt President Maria Isabel Bengti to deliver her valedictory address.
It has been a privilege and honor to serve as your president for the past 2 years. It is certainly one of those life experiences that I will never forget. Being part of the Rotary Ants has been such blessing and a learning experience, not only for me but for my family. The journey has taught me how to be more humble and brought me to places that I thought I would not be able to reach. I am really proud to say that amidst the crisis that has affected us in more ways than one, the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga has truly remained steadfast in its principle of service above self. As we embark on another chapter of the club with a returning president, Arlene Sabala, my prayers are with you and my conviction to remain this incredible organization has never been more strong. And while we fight to overcome this pandemic, I am pretty sure that with this coming leadership, the Rotary Ants Club will surely open opportunities for change, hope, and understanding. Once again, thank you so much for the chance to serve, and I will treasure those moments till we turn old and gray. Good evening.
Thank you, and immediate President Beng, for that captivating address.
And President Arlene, as the outgoing president of the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City, I do hereby turn over this gavel to you as a symbol of authority. Please use it wisely and righteously, with humility and understanding. As you accept this gavel and the authority that goes with it, may God bless and help you in all undertaking. Congratulations.
I humbly accept.
A past president who built the future with action and vision, a world-class past district governor, and a past Rotary International President's representative who inspired all of us. May we please welcome past District Governor Oliver Ong to do the induction of the AN officers.
I'm happy to administer the oath of office to the officers of the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City. May I request you to please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Arlene Zabala,
Having been elected as state your position
President
of the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City
of the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City
for Rotary Year 2020-2021.
for the Rotary year 2020 to 2021.
Do hereby solemnly swear
Do hereby solemnly swear
that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club,
that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club,
that I will further uphold the ideals of service of Rotary,
that I will further uphold the ideals of service of Rotary,
and be prepared to translate these ideals into realities.
and be prepared to translate these ideals into reality.
That I will do my best to develop and support the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City
That I will do my best to develop and support the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City
into a strong and successful working club,
into a strong and successful working club.
and that I impose this obligation upon myself
And that I impose this obligation upon myself
voluntarily, without mental reservation
voluntarily without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Let us now have the inaugural speech of the five-time ANS President, Arlene Zabala.
District Governor Luis Gonzaga, Assistant Governor Victor Joaquin Bucoy, past District Governors, Rotarian President Armand, incoming Rotarian President Monge, Rotarians, fellow ANS, Friends of Rotary, good afternoon. It is with great honor and pride that I lead once again the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City for the 5th time. I accept this humbly and will give my best effort to support the First Lady Rotarian President of Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. This year would be quite a challenge for everyone, especially the Rotarians, in achieving their service above self motto. This pandemic has brought about a great change in our lives. Staying at home was no longer an option. It is a must. Acquiring our basic needs like foods, groceries, and other stuff became difficult. Dress codes were altered. Masks is a must. Touching is now a no-no. Meeting other people became constrained. Majority of the Rotary Ants are deemed unsafe to go out. Ergo, it is difficult to hold meetings since most are not tech-savvy. But despite this grueling situation, we have adopted to change. We stayed positive and strong. We had more quality time with our family. Technology became a great help to us, from purchasing our basic necessities online to connecting to people anywhere in the world. Businesses have adapted and adjusted to meet the demands of customers. Many have resorted to baking, cooking, and gardening. We now have more time in our hands, time to be with our family, time for ourselves, and most especially time to think. As Robin Sharma said, change is hard at first, messy in the middle, but gorgeous in the end. This may be trying time for President Monge, albeit we have your back. Together with the other officers and members, we, the Rotary Ants Club of Zamboanga City, will continue in giving our full support to the Rotarians in achieving their goal, most especially this time. Buenas tardes a todo.
Thank you, ANS President Arlene, for the admirable address. Before we proceed to the induction of officers of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, we will show you a short audio-visual presentation about our club's history.
Mujer, si puedes tú con Dios hablar.
1948, 3 years after the liberation of Zamboanga City. The city was reborn from the ashes of war, and the air of a fresh start was everywhere.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream, make him the cutest that I've ever seen.
A group of dynamic Zamboangueños, brimming with talent and the zest of youth, would be part of that renaissance. From their ideals and their spirit would emerge a brotherhood of service that would be woven into and become a part of Zamboanga City's history itself, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. In early January 1948, 15 of them met with Rotary District Governor of Manila, Marianito Lechauco, who had come to Zamboanga for a special purpose, to survey the potentials for a Rotary Club in Zamboanga and to organize one if feasible. This was done February 18, 1948, when Lechauco came back upon invitation from the group, which had by now swelled to more than 20. At a dinner meeting at the Zamboanga Cosmopolitan Club, the constitution and bylaws of the club were ratified, and a provisional board of directors was elected. 2 weeks later, on March 5, 1948, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City was born. Accepted by Rotary International as Club 6860. 6 days after, the club elected its first formal set of officers, led by President Nicasio Valderosa. They were inducted into office on April 19, 1948 by Governor Lechauco at the Johnston Building, adjacent to City Hall, along then Madrid Street, which today bears Valderosa's name.
I had the privilege to attend the inauguration of the Zamboanga City Rotary Club sometime in March 1948, held at the Zamboanga City Club. I was very much impressed because as I was listening, as every member is introduced, I noticed that each member has his own classification in their respective businesses or professional endeavors. I was made to understand too that they were the ones who really excelled in their line of business.
The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City is one of the oldest clubs in the country, ranking 11th in the roster of Rotary clubs in the Philippines. To see the history of Zamboanga is to see the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. From From its ranks came leaders, opinion makers, public servants, entrepreneurs, leading lights in many professions. Men who left indelible marks in the annals of the city they served. Men like Senator Roselier T. Lim, father of the Zamboanga Peninsula provinces. 3 illustrious mayors, Valderosa, Tomas Ferrer, and Joaquin Enriquez Jr. They lead the list, which is long and illustrious. Many people and communities of the city were touched by the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City over 60 years as it pursued the ideal of service above self. Water systems that changed lives in remote areas. Medical missions that gave new lives to those who had less in life. Learning and education initiatives that opened new horizons for those trapped in the cycle of poverty, and more. The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City made a difference. Projects like Polio Plus, Rotamed, the Anti-Drug Abuse Drive, the Rotary Model of Excellence School, the Rotary Youth Exchange, and Group Study Exchange programs, Rotary Friendship Exchange, the Career Development Program, and more have become bywords over the years.
And during the 1950s, when I was inducted, of course, I was the youngest, and most of our companions were the oldest and the most respected members. I am not comfortable in calling them by their nickname. So I have to call them Doctor, Senor, Don, something like that. Later on, as time goes by, that was the time I was able to call them by their nicknames, because they always call my attention that in Rotary, you have to call each member by their nickname. And now I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. I feel proud to be the oldest, because since the time I was inducted in 1950, I remain to be an active member. And I will continue to remain as long as I can, because I'm very proud to be a Rotarian.
In the 4 service avenues of Rotary, the club shone out and enshrined itself. All that it has accomplished for club service, vocational service, community service, and international service over 60 years defies mention. It has produced 4 district governors: Charles Reeve, who served 1973 to 74, Antonio Viloso in 1976 to 77, the late Hilacio Chicombing in 1987 to 88, and Manuel Tatel in 1996 to 97. It has been adjudged most outstanding club in the district many times, especially during that shining decade of the 90s, when the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City had an unprecedented run of district awards, from Most Outstanding Club, Most Outstanding President, and the Best Club Bulletin, to Most Outstanding Rotary and Club, Best Healthcare Project, and the Rotarian of the Year, among others. In at least 2 years, it swept up more than 80% of all the district awards. It was the trunk from which sprang 5 other sponsored clubs in District 3850. The Rotary Clubs of Dipolog, Basilan, Zamboanga West, Zamboanga East, and Metro Zamboanga. And is gone beyond Zamboanga shores effectively, forging agreements with other clubs in the country and overseas for joint projects and bringing in considerable resources such as medical equipment and funds to further drive its service projects. It has been recognized by Rotary International many times over for its commitment to the cause of Rotary and for its true spirit of community concern. It has given over $100,000 to Rotary Foundation humanity projects. Two Rotarians, past District Governor Manuel Tatel and past President Anton Marie Lim, have received the Rotary International Service Above Self Award, the highest honor it gives to Rotarians for exemplary service in and out of Rotary. Rotary International also named the club's Rotamed mission in 1994 to 95 as among the 20 best community concern projects in the Rotary world. The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, in the service of humanity, has been an inspiration to other clubs in more ways than one.
They try to tell us we're too young.
The club has remained true to its beginnings, but while it has remained an all-male organization, a pillar of its success has been the silent yet highly tangible support of the Rotary ants. Always there, always helping. A source of strength the club formally acknowledges as it marks its 60th year.
Oh, Carol, I am but a fool. Darling, I love you, though you treat me cruel. You hurt me, and you make me cry. But if you leave me, I will surely die. You ready? Darling, there will never be another, 'cause I love you so.
If only those original 31 charter members of 1948 were around today to see what they began. If only they could see how far the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City has come, the heights it has ascended to, the impact it has had on Zamboanga City and her people. If only they could see the ideals and the vision they had become real through the years as the club grew and led and inspired. The first generation of Zamboanga Rotarians were statesmen, leaders who had the voice and personality of command, men of some power who were the creme de la creme of the city society at that time. That upper crust of society then no longer exists today, but today's Rotarians are leaders in their own right, perhaps even more as they work with their hands and lead by example in a world whose problems and challenges have been magnified many times over compared to those 6 decades ago. One thing has not changed though. The spirit of 1948 lives on to this day. The spirit of enthusiasm for mankind. That spirit of zeal to help make a difference. That spirit of caring and social responsibility that distinguishes the Rotarian from others. That spirit lives, carried on through the generations of 6 decades of Rotary in Zamboanga. It is the spirit that will carry the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City on through the decades to come, perhaps to that glorious day when its centennial may be marked. It is the spirit that will fuel the club and its members to continue striving for the welfare of Zamboanga and her people in partnership with local government and sister clubs of Rotary worldwide. And it is the spirit that will always light the flame of commitment in each Rotarian. The commitment to service above self that began 60 years ago and burns to this day. Long live the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Long may it prosper. Long may it endure. And as each Rotarian salutes his heritage, and as Zamboanga City rejoices over a milestone that is part of her history, we raise our own silent salutes to the founding members and the other men of Rotary Zamboanga who have gone on ahead and are no longer with us today. What they began 60 years ago, their legacy lives on and will never be forgotten.
This year's president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City is a doctor and a frontliner too. He will deliver his valedictory address and turn over a presidential medallion, gavel, and bell to the incoming president. May we call on our champion president, Armando Lorenzo Jr.
Fellow Rotarians and guests, what a wonderful year it has been. Despite the pandemic of COVID-19, it did not stop our Rotary Club to do good in this world. What an honor and privilege it has been to be president of such a great Rotary Club, the Mother Club of Zamboanga City. I deeply cherish every minute of the past year, and I will look back with fond memories being your president. Tonight, we have a very busy program, so I'll keep it short because I'm mindful of the classic Rotary adage that past presidents are like old sand shoes, that the bodies are all worn out, but the tongue just keeps on wagging. So with that, here are some of the highlights, some of the lessons, and most importantly, some of the thank yous to those who have made all of this possible. The highlights of my term that spring to my mind are the Rotary Youth Activities Week, where we see young minds were being molded to be future leaders. We saw the potential in them and their enthusiasm to bring to our city a better Zamboanga. The other one is a turnover of our Global Grant Project number 1635967 with our sister club, the Rotary Club of Gwangyang-Hiyang, District 3610, South Korea. The Rotary Camino Nuevo Maternity and Lying-in Health Center. This is where I realized that our contributions we gave to the foundation returned to us 10 times fold. Just imagine how the Lying-in Center can have a big impact in our community. Another is our End Polio program, which received numerous accolades and made it to the cover of the Rotary magazine. To those who have contributed to the Rotary Foundation this year, my big thank you to you guys, to the members of the Board of Directors and fellow officers for their commitment to our club and for all their hard work to ensure we have a successful year. My deepest gratitude to you all. And most especially to my fellow Rotarians, the ANS and the Interactors. Muchas gracias. Without you, this Rotary year won't be a big success. To my champion Governor, Governor Rafi, for his guidance, positive attitude, and encouragement. But last but not least, to my wife Pearl and the kids, for their support throughout this presidency. To be honest, I was not expecting that our club would receive these much awards, and I am deeply honored to those who have made it possible. Salamat, salamat at maraming salamat. To President Monji and her incoming board, I wish you well in this year ahead. I know at this point it looks like a large mountain to climb, but with the support of the club behind you, it'll be a fun journey as you move forward. And in closing, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve as your president. One of my personal goals for the year was for all of us to have fun, and I hope you did. Here's to better friendships and a better Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Thank you. President Monji, you have been chosen to be president of this club, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, because your fellow members believe that you are the best person to carry on the tradition of the club, which is honor, character, and excellence. And so, in my capacity as outgoing president of this club, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, I now turn over to you the following. The Presidential Gavel. Let this Presidential Gavel symbolize truth, so you may be able to act accordingly and decide righteously. The Presidential Bell. Let this bell symbolize goodwill and better friendship, so you may be able to perform your function as president with all humility. The Presidential Pin. Let this Presidential Pin symbolize fairness, so you may be able to lead this club with understanding and compassion. The Presidential Medallion. Let this Presidential Medallion symbolize authority, where the members of the club will give trust and draw inspiration from. And lastly, a token that symbolizes beauty, strength, and equality, all that you possess. Accept all of these kindly, and also my best wishes, and may the Almighty God bless and guide you in all your undertakings as president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Congratulations. As you accept all of these, kindly accept also my best wishes, and may the Almighty God bless and guide you in all your undertakings as president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Congratulations.
I do hereby accept the Presidential Gavel, Presidential Bell, Presidential Pin, and Presidential Medallion for the Rotary Year 2020-2021 with the theme Rotary Opens Opportunities. With the Rotary ideals of service expressed in the object of Rotary and the four-way test as my guide, and with the blessings of the Almighty, it is my covenant to wield this gavel unflinchingly but righteously, with resolute courage, with humility, and finally with determination but with compassion and understanding. Please accept this token of appreciation for doing an amazing job leading the champion team. So be it.
Thank you.
Tonight, I am pleased to introduce a past president who served humanity with passion and made difference in our club. May we call our ever-active Transformational Assistant Governor, Victor Joaquin B. Bukoy, to induct this year's President of Rotary Club of Zamboanga City.
As the Assistant Governor of Rotary International, District 3850, Zone 10, it is my pride and honor to administer the oath of office of the incoming President of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Incoming President Monchi, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Honoriza Cristel M. La Vista,
Having been elected as President of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City,
having been elected as President of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City
for the Rotary year 2020-2021,
for Rotary year 2020-2021,
do hereby solemnly swear that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club,
that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club,
that I will further uphold
that I will further uphold
the ideals of service of Rotary,
the ideals of service of Rotary,
and be prepared to translate these ideals into realities.
and be prepared to translate these ideals into realities.
That I will do my best to develop and support the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City,
That I will do my best to develop and support the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City,
into a strong and successful working club,
into a strong and successful working club,
and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation
and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
So
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and Godspeed.
Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Eric Harina,
Having been elected as
director
of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City
of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City
for Rotary year 2020-2021,
for Rotary year 2020-2021,
do hereby solemnly swear that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club, that I will further uphold the ideals of service of Rotary, and be prepared to translate these ideals into realities. That I will do my best to develop and support the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City into a strong and successful working club, and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Monji, a past president who lit up Rotary with his amiable attitude, ignited our club's great success during his term, and as a champion assistant governor to Gov. Rafi Taiko, here he is, Best Past President Eric Harina, for the induction of our club's president.
I am very happy and proud to introduce to you all our incoming president. I am deeply honored because our incoming president is the first lady president. And being the first, of course, she is not just an ordinary lady. Otherwise, I will not sponsor her 3 years ago. This young lady has been consistently good in her academics. She was valedictorian in her elementary at Bethany Child Development Center. She was awarded honorable mention during high school in Ateneo de Zamboanga University and cum laude when she took BS Accountancy in Ateneo as well. All throughout college, she was a constant GSIS scholar and went into internship with the same institution. Immediately after graduation, she became part of Nestle Philippines, Zamboanga sales office, but had to leave to give way for her to review to the CPA board exams. She passed the CPA board in 2006 and became a certified public accountant. On the same year, she went to law school at Western Mindanao State University. A year after that, she became a member of the faculty of the School of Management and Accountancy in Ateneo de Zamboanga University, teaching accounting and continues to do so until now. In 2010, she finished her degree in Bachelor of Laws and took the bar. She successfully passed the said bar examination and was admitted in 2011. She then became a member of the faculty of the WIMSU College of Law thereafter, teaching taxation, and went into private practice at the Sales La Vista and La Vista Law Firm, where she was named partner in 2013. Although a widow at a very young age, she faced the challenge of raising her two beautiful daughters, Mika and Naiya, with grace and fortitude. The woman I am talking about was named after two women of great character. Her grandmother in the paternal side, Honorisa A. Monhardin, and her mother, one of the best lawyers in Zamboanga City, Attorney Florisa T. Sales. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and pride to introduce to you Rotary Club of Zamboanga City's First Lady President, Honorisa Cristel M. La Vista, Paul Harris Fellow.
District Governor Luis Mariano Louie Gonzaga, AG Victor Waki Bukoy, PDG Tony, PDG Charlie, and PDG Oliver, IPP Arman Lorenzo Jr., the transformational club presidents from various Rotary clubs, past presidents, fellow Rotarians, aunts, friends of Rotary, good evening. To be candid, my formative years was greatly influenced by Ateneo, and as such, Christian values, empathy, and social awareness was deeply ingrained in my consciousness, so that even when I was preoccupied and anxious in pursuing my dreams and aspirations in life, I would always remind myself not to lose sight of what a meaningful life is, because that was what I was always after. I understood that life is fleeting and that it can be gone in the blink of an eye, and we have to do our best to savor each and every ounce of life we are given. For me, one way of ensuring this is to give and become a blessing to someone, no matter how insignificant you think it is. And so, during college, I started to make it a tradition to give a bag of grocery to a number of street dwellers that I see during my birthday. Only a handful of people actually knew this because I wasn't comfortable of people knowing. So we may say that there is this part of me that would like to do her small part in making this world a better place. And when I joined Rotary exactly 3 years ago, that was my only goal, to use Rotary to fulfill that part of me that wanted to help. I simply foresaw myself just being in the sidelines, being part of the manpower, or rather, woman power, and just contribute in my minuscule way amidst the illustrious members of Rotary. And yet, the universe had other plans. PDG Oliver, DGE, Edwin, Kuya Eric, IPP Arman, and the rest of the members of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City had other plans. You made me the First Lady President of this distinguished Rotary Club. Thus, I am incredibly inspired to officially begin my term as president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, Mother Club, District 3850, this Rotary year. I am equally honored in succeeding in the leadership of our amazing, outgoing President Armand Lorenzo Jr., who was recently awarded second runner-up in the large category for Champion President by our district during the virtual DISCON held last June 28, 2020, among many more awards. Rotary International President Holger Knack's presidential theme for 2020-2021, Rotary Opens Opportunities, is very meaningful to me because Rotary has just been exactly that. I've been with this club for exactly 3 years, and indeed it has opened a lot of opportunities for me. It opened doors that helped me connect with a lot of people and build meaningful relationships. It opened opportunities for learning, especially on harnessing one's leadership skill potential. And more importantly, it opened doors for me to help and reach out to the underprivileged or the marginalized sector of our society. Thus, it has also become my mission that we, as Rotarians, become instruments of opportunity not just in our own club, but in all aspects of our lives and to every person that we meet. A few years ago, it was unprecedented that women become Rotarians in this club. But through the persistence of PDG Oliver, RCZZ now has its first ever lady president. These are signs that we are not fading of relevance. As Rotarians, I believe that we are even more relevant today than ever. Hence, I urge you, fellow Rotarians, to integrate this concept of creating opportunities in our daily lives, help put service ideas into action, and improve the lives of those in need. As incoming president, my goal is also to promote the vision of our district governor, Louis Gonzaga, while continuing to strengthen our club's legacy and community involvement. This Rotary year, Gov. Louis has given our team a moniker of being the transformational team. Transformational leadership is a leadership style in which leaders encourage, inspire, and motivate members to innovate and create change that will help grow and shape the future success of the institution. To be a transformational leader is to guide our members through inspiration and motivation. To work with your members to implement change and become an excellent role model to lead them down to new tracks and innovation. And how appropriate is this theme to the challenges that the world is facing today? Right in front of our eyes, under our noses, the world dramatically changed. And we as leaders are driven to inspire and motivate in the most uncertain of times, to transform ourselves, to adapt to the new normal, whilst keeping in mind the ideologies that has kept Rotary the most dynamic institution the world has ever seen. I aspire to be that transformational leader you seek. One who inspires and motivates others to go beyond what is expected. Let us keep in mind the mission that Rotary opens opportunities. Let us become the beacon that will shed light and provide a glimmer of hope as we strive for community resilience in the new normal. Assisting me in achieving this goal are my fellow officers and a board powered 100% by volunteerism and commitment. Each one has a specific area of focus, and each brings a diversity of thought, talent, and passion to the board. I am honored to lead and work with such an amazing team. But nothing we do would be possible without a strong community of people passionate enough to volunteer their time to this effort. There are so many people who have helped make the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City what it is today. I hope we can continue to carry the torch and serve the evolving needs of our club and the city as a whole. Finally, from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for inspiring me, for trusting me to lead this phenomenal club. I implore your continuing support, not just to me, but to our club and the Rotary. I look forward to a great Rotary year serving as your new club president. Thank you.
Thank you, President Monji, for the praiseworthy inaugural address.
Meet David. David has been thinking about joining his local Rotary Club, but he's got some reservations. David's got questions like, is Rotary membership right for me? Or do I even have time to be a Rotarian? Let's explore the top 5 Rotary membership myths exposed. Myth number 1. Rotary is only for business networking. While Rotary was in fact founded as a professional group, its purpose has always been centered on service to the community and in fact the world. Both the personal and professional contacts that you will undoubtedly make are just a wonderful side benefit of joining Rotary. Myth number 2. Rotary is just an old boys club. There was a day when Rotary was comprised of just local businessmen, but that was long ago. Here's the bottom line. We're simply looking for high-character men and women in our community that want to serve. Myth number 3. Rotary is expensive. Actually, Rotary membership fees vary from club to club, community to community. Some are as little as mere dollars per month. Myth number 4. If I can't make the meetings, I can't be in Rotary. Rotary is about serving. If you want to help us serve the community, but just can't get to regular meetings, your local club will absolutely find a way for you to participate. Myth number 5. I just don't have time to be a Rotarian. Did you or does your business have 2 hours per month to contribute to the community? We can show you some reasonable goals and examples of how to get yourself involved in Rotary inside of your busy schedule. So you see, David did have some concerns about joining Rotary until he heard the whole story. Don't let these myths stand in your way. Start your Rotary journey of service right now, because the world needs Rotary, and Rotary needs you.
Membership is the lifeblood of every Rotary Club. We are very fortunate that we will have 4 new prospective Rotarians this year. We shall now have the charging of new members by Assistant Governor Waki Bukoy, and this will immediately be followed by the oath of membership to the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City by President Monji Lavista.
Jerville, Philip, Brinton, and Joko. You have been selected by the members of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City to become one of us. Membership in Rotary is an honor and privilege. With corresponding duties and obligations, you will be expected to participate in all 4 avenues of service and to attend this club's meeting regularly, and when absent, to make up. Because you represent a work classification, it is your duty to tell us about your vocation and bring the ideals of Rotary to your business and profession. The community will know and judge Rotary by your actions. Therefore, membership in our organization must be limited to those who possess the qualities that will further the goals and ideals of Rotary. We have been chosen for the membership because we are confident that the image and ideals of Rotary are safe in your keeping. Sponsors, may I request to put on the pins?
Jerville, congratulations and welcome to Rotary.
Thank you.
Philip, congratulations and welcome to Rotary.
Brinton, congratulations. Welcome to Rotary. Choco, congratulations. Welcome to Rotary.
Thank you. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you all as fellow members of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. Congratulations! President Monchi, the new members are ready for induction.
Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Jerville Amaga,
Having been admitted as member of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City,
as member of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City,
do hereby solemnly swear that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of my club
the Constitution and bylaws of the club
and Rotary International,
and Rotary International,
that I will uphold the ideals of service of Rotary,
that I will further uphold the ideals of service of Rotary,
service above self,
service above self,
and be prepared to translate these ideals into reality. That I will do my best to support and develop the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City into a strong and successful working club. And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome to Rotary. Congratulations and welcome to Rotary. Congratulations. 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 Welcome to Rotary.
How do you follow a winning act? For the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, the question came up many times. And as early as 2009, it was a year after the club's observance of its 60th anniversary. That 60th year was a signature milestone as the club exuberantly and proudly traced its lineage and heritage of service to Zamboanga City and its membership in Rotary International. How do you follow a winning act? The club was not one to rest on its laurels. There was only one possible answer: to do things better, to continue all that was good, and to explore where the club didn't go before. In a decade that saw 10 presidents and 1 district governor, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City did just that. And it did it in an even more challenging environment. A community reeling from the violence and stigma of the 2013 Zamboanga siege. A traumatized city with its development momentum abruptly derailed, its prospects and potentials dimmed by an impaired international image. A people distressed and immobilized by the uncertainty of the future. Through the decade, the 4 familiar avenues of Rotary service were translated into 5 specific directions of action and impact: health promotion, education opportunities, capability building, special projects, and organizational strengthening. Even before the tragedy of the siege, the club was already well on its way to honor the legacy of the 60th anniversary and the spirit of the founding year of 1948. Health promotion activities bannered much of the club's focus and efforts during the decade spanning 2010 to 2018. Many still remember the Stop TB Now campaign that brought together 8,000 members and supporters of all Rotary clubs in Zamboanga City for the first Rotary bike run and walk and the common cause of eradicating TB in the city. The children and faculty of the Upper Pasunanca Elementary School need only look at the wash area and potable drinking water system to recall the club's special effort to promote school health, reinforced by audiovisual equipment also donated by the club. Aside from tuberculosis, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City also targeted dengue with its Rotary Contra Dengue campaign that saw the club blanketing Zamboanga City with information for dengue prevention. And of course, there was the club's version of the traditional anti-polio effort, this time through the Rotary Global Swim Marathon. Persons with disabilities, or PWDs, also got special attention from the club. It partnered with Photography with a Difference to host a photo party for 150 children afflicted with autism, Down syndrome, and visual impairment, making them feel important and loved. It also joined hands with the Rotary Clubs of Forbes Park and Taipei Minquan to procure an infrared oven for prosthetics production. The oven was given to the Chuchi Rehabilitation Center at the Zamboanga City Medical Center to enable free prosthetics for indigents. And speaking of free prosthetics, 17 amputees became more mobile with titanium prosthesis legs. Many health workers of the city also remember the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City for a memorable event. The day's special recognition, the Luz del Salud del Barangay, was extended to exemplary workers in the city villages, putting the spotlight on unsung rural heroes who make a difference. And who cannot help but mention a crowning achievement, the Rotary Calarian Maternity Lying-in Center, achieved with a $65,000 global grant. Education promotion also had its share of the spotlight during the decade. let's start small. The alumni of the Dulian Elementary School have good cause to remember the Rotary windfall that came their way one day. Renovated classrooms, 45 school armchairs, new school bags, and 50 new books for 150 Dulian pupils and 70 students of the Don Francisco Ongseng Memorial Elementary School. That was the package that made the difference for these schools and their students. And now, let's go big. The club partnered with the Asia Foundation to provide 85 public elementary schools in Zamboanga with 10,000 books to flesh out their reference libraries. Libreng aklat para sa lahat. Free books for all. The joint program name says it all. And yet, another education promotion effort was a joint undertaking with then Congresswoman Beng Climaco that saw 250 street children get food, books, hygiene kits, and vitamins during a special Children's Congress. If one hears the plaintive notes of a flute being played in the city, it can bring to mind a special effort of the club that brought in 30 handmade flutes placed in the hands of city grade 6 students. The flutes were special, handcrafted by students in California for a special advocacy, the Flute Across the World Children for Peace program of John Zaretsky. And who can forget the return of the Youth Activities Week in Zamboanga City after 37 years, giving 41 student leaders the opportunity to learn and experience public governance firsthand. If the health effort had its global grant, so did the education and capability building thrust of the club. It worked for and secured $30,000 for enhancing vocational and technical skills of the city's Women's Crisis Center. The Zamboanga Siege of 2013 tested everyone, individuals and organizations. For the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, it was a challenge to rise up to. Members threw themselves into the effort to build back a better Zamboanga with a consistent effort to donate relief goods to affected sectors of the city. It went beyond this, with the help of the Rotary Club of Gwangyang Hiyang of South Korea to provide houses on stilts for displaced persons. On the matter of helping hands, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City attributes its longevity and strength to special activities that build up its strengths and reach. The decade saw sisterhood agreements entered into with the Rotary Club of Forbes Park in Makati, the Rotary Club of Central Davao, and the Rotary Club of Gwangyang Hiyang of South Korea mentioned earlier. Club strength has always been a mainstay of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. In the course of the decade, it produced its 5th District Governor, past District Governor Oliver Ong, for RI District 3850 and successfully hosted the District Conference. It became the 2nd club in the district to become a 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. It boasted the highest per capita performance in District 3850 at one time, received various city awards, and once more proved itself the tried and tested partner it was since 1948. It is with justifiable pride that the club shines the spotlight on its Helping Hands Foundation, set up to ensure a stable and reliable financial chest for institutional projects. The foundation is robust and healthy, with skillful and prudent fund management bringing its present balance to 1.3 million pesos. The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City is a fixture of Zamboanga's history, a pillar of the past, a driving force for the present, and a trailblazer for the future. For the club, the future calls, and it will be ready to answer this call. Take a bow, Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. You're going strong!
Now, our world-class past district governor, Oliver N. Ong, will excite us in introducing our guest of honor.
My fellow Rotarians, good afternoon and protocol observed. Our guest of honor is an accomplished man who is passionate and values excellence in everything that he does, whether it's education, work, Rotary, or something else. He was in love with numbers and finished a mathematics degree at the De La Salle University. He went on to take up his master's in Science of Operations Research at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Still hungry for more knowledge, he completed units in Doctor of Philosophy in Operations Research and Business Management. All his advanced education would help him in his corporate career at San Miguel Corporation, being involved in corporate planning, operations research, strategic planning, marketing, and sales. Having a deep understanding of what business needed, he used his expertise to create the Operations Management Department when he was the chairman of the Business Management Department of the University of La Salle in Bacolod. His stint as the Assistant Dean of Student Affairs and Mathematics instructor at his alma mater prepared him for a much bigger role in leading of different personalities as a district leader. He became a Rotarian in 1988 and became the president of the Rotary Club of Bacolod North in Rotary year 1999-2000. He is a proud third-generation Rotarian. His grandfather was a past president of the Rotary Club of Bacolod, while his father was a member of the Rotary Club of Bacolod North. He further served the district as a group study exchange team leader to Brazil, wherein our own Mayor Beng and Regional Director Ari Stan of the Department of Health were 2 of the 5 team members. He served as District Secretary, Assistant Governor, District Conference Chair, District RILA Chair, and is a generous supporter to the Rotary Foundation, being a major donor. As the eldest of the 10 siblings, he leads and manages as president of 2 family corporations, Ludi Realty Corporation and Haciendas Industriales de Gonzaga Hermanos Incorporated, and as director of the Gonzaga Real Estate Enterprise Incorporated. Still, with some time to spare, he is involved with other organizations as president of the Bacolod Boys Home Foundation, president of Asian Rural Urban Development and Peace Initiative, among others. He loves playing golf, travel, and good food. Try not to talk to him while he is enjoying his steak, cuaracha, and knickerbocker. He enjoys traveling so much that he would hop on the plane anytime. Call him today, he may be in Bacolod. Call him tomorrow, he may be in Japan, Spain, or Tawi-Tawi. He really knows how to enjoy life. It's fun to travel with him, more so to be his roommate if he allowed it. For sure, you will never go hungry. He takes good care of himself, and in so doing, he likewise takes care of you. All this describes his initials LMGG, meaning love for meat, golf, and the good life. Another description of his initials is love of Mary and God. He joined the pilgrim to the Holy Land to rediscover and strengthen his faith, and that made him a better Christian. Nothing is more important to him than to go to Mass every Saturday evening. What makes him amazing is his character. He may have setbacks in Rotary or in life, but there is no love lost. He lives his life with dignity and to the fullest. This is a person with true character, a humble leader with leadership skills, and a great friend, practicing God's teaching of love and compassion. He is most fit to be the father of our district. My fellow Rotarians, it is my pride and honor to present to you our transformational District Governor, Luis Mariano Luigi Gonzaga.
Past District Governor Charlie, Past District Governor Tony, Past District Governor Oliver, and my successor to be District Governor-elect Edwin, Champion President Doc Armando, Transforming President Monji, members of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City, and your lovely spouses, fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, Interactors, friends of Rotary, buenas tardes a todos. It gives me great pleasure to be speaking before you, even if only while we are being taped. You cannot imagine how excited I was to have planned and be present at this year induction. But things have changed. And so, we will limit ourselves for now with this message. I have not given up hope that travel restrictions will be lifted, and I will be in Zamboanga before you know it, visiting your club. Champion President Doc Armando, I congratulate you for the numerous awards that you've received in the last virtual district conference. You truly have placed your club again up there with the other champion clubs. And it is well deserved. For a club with 4 past district governors and an upcoming one, okay, I can imagine how much more your club can do. Transforming President Monji, let me give you my best wishes and let me invite you to a term full of adventure, full of new things to do, full of challenges, and nothing to be afraid of. If you will notice, we are given an opportunity today to do things that we never dreamed of. Right now, we are meeting virtually. I am sending you a message. Those are just some of the things, okay, some of the changes that we are going to undergo. How are we going to undertake our projects? Again, think of it as a new adventure. Let me start with the thoughts of our theme today. Rotary opens opportunities. When we were in San Diego, we were chatting among ourselves, the 10 district governors-elect from the Philippines. And we were sharing ideas of things we wanted to do. We were thinking of things that, how do I do this change? How do I implement this change? Of the San Diego International Assembly, when President Holger Kanak presented this theme, Rotary opens opportunities, all we could do was look in awe, because here was the answer to the many things we were dreaming of, the changes that we wanted to implement. All of a sudden, here we are working towards making Rotary more relevant. And this is where I come in with opportunities for membership. Let me encourage you. Get to meet every member in your club. Reach out to every member that you hardly know. Discover each other. Because by discovering each other, you will find ways and means to work together, to get things together, and even to innovate. New ideas will come from each other. And you are on your way to doing the very first thing I would ask you to do. and that is to retain your membership. There is nothing more than having lifelong friendships in your club. And I know you are doing it. And I will encourage you to go for it. Only when you are sure of retaining your membership, when you are sure of each other's fellowship, can you now reach out for new members. I wish to quote President Holger when he invited us to invite members whom we are sure will have a good fit among ourselves as within the club. Because he said, any new member we invite is a potential lifelong friend in the club. I will also invite you to look at new members from the point of view of diversity. This year, for the first time, you will have a female president, and I am very sure you will be proud of President Monji. But I am not talking about just sex. Think of it this way. Look at diversity from the point of view of age groups. Today, many of us consider ourselves as baby boomers. And then after us, we have the Gen Xers. Don't look at each other, you know who you are. Then we have the Gen Ys, the millennials we call them. Sometimes I hear complaints, but there is something about the millennials that we should consider in our club. And even in the future, consider the Gen Z group. Maybe they are there already in your Interact Club, in your Rotaract clubs. Which is why this brings me now to this. Look to your Rotaract Club. They are your future. Look at them as partners in service, not as servants in service. Engage them to get innovative ideas from them, because you will be surprised. And let them run some of your projects. This is membership. This is a club at work. And your club has what it takes to move onwards. My next topic is public image. I do not look at public image as nice pictures of what we have achieved, what we have done, and then pictures that we admire. Public image is not meant for us. Public image are images we want to present to non-Rotarians. It is our invitation, again, to non-Rotarians, telling them who we are, what we are all about, and inviting them to join our club, to join our fellowship. Public image, for me, is something that we should really work on with a purpose. I'll give you an example. We call ourselves the Fun District. I have not yet seen any image of us being a fun district. I have seen from another district the fiestas, the gigantes, and all of that. Okay? Gigantes wearing dusters. We are a district with plenty of beaches, plenty of fiestas, and our women are dressed orgullosamente. So we have some things to be proud about. Let us show that. And let us show other non-Rotarians the kind of people that we are. Again, opportunities there are rife. Plenty of choices. I would like to bring up also another opportunity, and this has to do with giving. I urge you to give to our Rotary Foundation. I know you have been giving. You are there among the top givers. But during this period, during this time of challenges, during COVID period, we need to give more. Why? We need to give because more than ever, we need the global grants. We need to get back the global grants to spend. Equipment are needed, not just in our hospitals, even among the frontliners. I believe that one day, soon, there will be medications, there will be vaccines for COVID. We need the global grant because we want to make sure that these medications are available to everybody in our community. I think Governor Oliver has been mentioning this. For every $1 that we give to the TRF, we are getting about $20 for and through global grants. Which is why I am urging you, help me and let us raise the funds, because from them we will now have our sources to help fund our global grants. I will give you another idea along these lines. Think about it. If each one of us set aside 500 pesos a month for 10 months, how much? 5,000? $100, right? Can you imagine if we have a minimum of $100 already? All we need to do now is just keep adding to it. Hopefully we can go for Paul Harris Fellowship. We may even be members of the Paul Harris Society, where we are committed to give $1,000 every year. There are plenty of ways of giving. In fact, another way of giving is to give to our End Polio Now. That is today Governor Edwin's pet project, and I am with him on that. In fact, I am encouraging our Rotary actors to go into fundraising for End Polio Now. Why? Because End Polio Now, I believe, is going to be the medium to address COVID of the future. So let us give. Let the Rotary Foundation be the charity of our choice. In closing, I want you all to remember this. This is our term. This is not President Monji's term. This is not Governor Louis' term. This is our term, nuestro. Our pride. What we do together. What we achieve together. And this is where I invite you. Let's join hands. Okay? Let us open those opportunities. Let us not look for hindrances. Let us look for new opportunities to serve. Muchas gracias y buenas tardes otra vez.
Thank you, District Governor Louis, for your words of wisdom. It is also a great honor to introduce another past president who has assured that the future of the Rotary is in your hands by becoming the 6th District Governor from our club on July 2021. With that, may we call on District Governor-elect Edwin Gito for the closing remarks.
Our transformational District Governor, Louis Gonzaga, Protocol observed. Buenas noches a todo. Before we bring this year's historic 73rd joint induction and turnover ceremony of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City to a close and begin another Rotary year, we need to say thank you y muchísimas gracias. Thank you, outgoing President Arman. Thank you for inspiring us with your consensus form of leadership. Thank you for doing your best for our club. Truly, you deserve to be called our champion club president. Thank you for building on the illustrious history of our club. Thank you to your lovely spouse, Perla, for giving us the opportunity to tap on your talent and for sharing your valuable time with us. We are now surrendering you, outgoing President Arman, back to your loving family. But wait, like his good medical practice, I hope our immediate past President Arman will continue to be on call for Rotary, because Rotarians are people of action. Now, we turn our attention to our incoming President Monji. Let us start with a thank you as well. Thank you for joining the Rotary Club of Zamboanga. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for accepting the challenge and the responsibility to lead our 73-year-old club in these trying times. We were founded back in 1948, 3 years after the Second World War. I'm sure it was equally challenging then. But that's what we do as Rotarians. We step up because we see the need to be of service to our community in every way we can. President Monji, I was very moved by your inaugural address when you said, I started to make it a tradition to give a bag of groceries to a number of street dwellers during my birthday. What a beautiful gesture of love. Guess what, fellow Rotarians and aunts? Today, July 10, is the birthday of our president, President Monji. What a major blessing to Rotary as she celebrates the gift of life in Rotary. My Rotary birthday wish for you, President Monji, as the First Lady President of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga, is to continue to grow the seed of love and compassion you have planted in your heart during your college days. As our President, the Rotary door of opportunities to serve and to be of service to humanity is endless. This year's theme, Rotary Opens Opportunity, is really meant for you. I assure you, President Monji, we, the Rotarians and the ever-supportive aunts of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga, are here for you. Our time is your time. Our talent is your talent. Our treasures are your treasures. I encourage you to dream of big, high-impact projects for our community. You only serve once as the president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You only serve for 365 days. Not a day more, not a day less. So I say, do your best and be the transformational president you always wanted to be. Mabuhay! May God bless our plans, our family, and our members. Muchísimas gracias a todos.
Thank you, DGE Edwin. To adjourn this amazing 73rd joint induction and turnover ceremonies, may we call on our transformational president, Honorisa Cristela Vista, to do the honor.
I declare the 73rd joint induction and turnover ceremonies adjourned.
Before the program comes to an end, I would like to thank everyone for attending the first ever Rotary Club of Zamboanga City's virtual 73rd joint induction and turnover ceremonies. On behalf of the club, we hope to see all of you safe and healthy after this global pandemic. Again, this is Sarah Grace Limaano, your MC for tonight's event. Good night and God bless.